So, Ngannou now is going to fight Stipe. What do you think of that?
That's a tough one to call.
That's an interesting fight, though, isn't it?
Stipe was on your podcast. What did he say?
Well, he's pretty confident. That's what he says. But I would say that, too. But that dude, Ngannou, is like a character from a fucking Conan book. You know? Like, somebody brought this up online, that, like, how Conan, when he was young, they made him push that wheel, and that's how he got so strong. Francis Ngannou was like working in like a sand mine. He was digging sand when he was like a young guy. Like, that literally might have had an effect on how fucking powerful and strong he is. It really might be like an epic fantasy novel. Like, he's like, if you were gonna go into a lab and design a perfect heavyweight, you'd say want him about 6'4", 265, maybe a little heavier, has to cut a little bit, maybe 269, cuts down to 265. Crazy freak athleticism, fast as shit for heavyweight, knock anybody dead with one punch. And people are like, you're asking for too much.
Yeah.
Heavyweights don't move that fast. They get tired real quick. Not everyone can knock you out with one punch.
Is he from France?
He was originally from Cameroon, I think. Is that right? Yeah. And then France after that. Dude, look at this. It was grueling and dangerous work, spending hours shoveling sand into the backs of trucks so it could be shipped to big cities for use in construction. Sometimes we would stand all day in water up to his shins, scooping sand out of the riverbed. Other days we spent at the bottom of a steep quarry where large chunks of earth often broke free from the high cliffs and tumbled down onto workers. Fuck, man, that's a movie. That's like
the beginning of a movie right there.
You want to talk about that Drake song? Started from the bottom, that way here.
Yeah.
I mean, he really started from the bottom.
Yeah.
I mean, he was there. He was homeless in France just like 5 years ago. Did you know that?
No.
Dude. He was homeless in France.
What's the story? Like, how did he get into MMA?
He was in Africa, and he had decided that he was going to take a trip to Europe. And he wanted to get away from where he was. And he decides to go there. He doesn't exactly know what he's doing. And somehow or another, he makes his way into a gym because he wanted to learn how to box. And he made his way into an MMA gym. And the coach was like, look, you should try MMA. Like, you know, like, you could really get good at this. And he realizes the guy's a sponge, learns shit ridiculously quick. You look at him in his first UFC fight versus now with Curtis Blades. Watch the Curtis Blades fight and then watch him now. That's only 2 years ago, man. It's only 2 years ago. But his improvement is insane. He just knocked out with one punch one of the greatest heavyweight kickboxers ever. And Alistair Overeem was a K1 Grand Prix champion, Strikeforce heavyweight champion, Dream heavyweight champion. You don't get any more experience than Alistair Overeem. Fought for the title, right? One punch. First round. Boom.
It is a little late in his career, though.
It is. Good point, but still.
Has anybody gone the distance with him, or is he knocking everybody out?
No, he lost one fight. I think he lost a decision. I think, like an early fight in his career, and then I think Anthony Hamilton, he submitted him with a Kimura. He submitted someone with a Kimura. I think it was Hamilton. Is that correct? Let's see. Anthony Hamilton, yeah. He submitted Anthony Hamilton with a Kimura, KO'd Arlovsky, KO'd Overeem, the KO of Bojan Mijahovic was a crazy one, man. He was just dropping bombs on him. Curtis Blades was before that. He TKO'd him. Dr. Stoppage. Luis Enrique was before that. That was the first time I ever saw him, and I was like, Jesus. But it looks like decision unanimous against a dude named Zumana Cisse. C-I-S-S-E. Cisse? Zumana Cisse? What a great name.
Dude, he's got his first fight, he won by armbar.
Yeah, straight armbar. He's got an arm triangle choke. He's got a standing guillotine choke submission. And he's got one submission in the UFC by Kimura. He's working with Vinny Magalhaes, you know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Vinny Magalhaes says he's so fucking strong. Says he's the strongest guy I've ever rolled with.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
He's in Vegas now.
Yep. He's at the UFC Training Institute. Dude, they got him over there like Rocky IV. It's crazy.
Damn, like he's
at the Performance Institute. Yeah, he's like literally, I mean, think about this, right? You got a guy who's arguably one of the best physical specimens we've ever seen in the heavyweight division. Like you can't think of someone who's more impressive than him physically, right? Then you have a guy who just gives up his whole life for this. Like, he just moved from France to Vegas. Then the UFC puts him in this fucking state-of-the-art laboratory, this performance institute, where they've got all kinds of crazy shit in there. I mean, they have therapists and food. They have all these strength and conditioning coaches. I mean, these guys are starting to do their camps down there. They're going there, and they're like, holy shit. Like, this place is insane. You know, Nowitzki was telling me all the different services they offer and all the different things they do for the athletes. For them, it's fucking amazing. All these top flight coaches are there training with them. So you got this amazing facility, opens, right? He's like one of the first guys there. He's like one of the first guys to do his camps there. Moves from France to Vegas, brings his coach, and he's just ready to smash the world. Dude, it's like a movie.
Yeah.
Homeless guy walks into a gym. 6 years later, UFC.
Hopefully he doesn't
top of the food chain, fighting for the title.
Hopefully he doesn't start doing ecstasy and and start going to raves.
Right? I know, right? You got to keep him from getting too crazy. I mean, because well, first of all, he's got to get past Stipe, and Stipe is going to be the first real wrestler that he's ever faced. That's a big deal. You know, it's whether or not Stipe can take him to the ground. That's a big question. Curtis Blade's actually a very good wrestler too.
Stipe's going to try to take him down, you think?
I would imagine there's going to be a lot of everything. I'm gonna imagine in that fight you're not going to be able to really dictate entirely where everything takes place.
I don't know too much about Stipe on the ground. He's not usually on the ground, right?
Not usually on the ground, but he's a very good wrestler.
Wrestled in college?
Yeah. I think he's 20 plus pounds lighter though. Like, he's about 240.
Does he have submission wins on his record?
It's a good question. I've never seen him win by submission. I've only seen him win by knockout or decision. See if you can go to Stipe's record. Yeah, I mean, he's got to know everything. The question is, does he know? Is he strong enough? Is his wrestling good enough to close the distance? What does he got here? Any submissions? TKO, KO, KO, TKO, TKO. It's mostly TKOs and KOs. Dude, he has fucked a lot of people up. One submission by leg kicks, though. That means a guy tapped out from leg kicks.
Stefan Struve beat him?
Whoa. KO'd him.
Whoa.
Yeah, TKO'd him somewhere in Europe, I think it was. Nottingham, England. Hey, ho. Yeah, man. Beat Mark Hunt by TKO, Arlovsky by TKO, Fabricio Verdun by KO, Overeem KO, Junior Dos Santos TKO. That's a fucking hell of a win streak right there, man.
Fuck yeah.
He's no joke, man. The Fabio Maldonado one was scary. Remember that fight? Fabio took that. He was supposed to be fighting someone else. And Fabio took that fight in Brazil as a heavyweight. And
how did it go down? I don't remember.
Smashed him. Stipe was just way too big. Just smashed him. Knocked him out. Same way he knocked. There it is. Boom. That's him and Struve. Or here's him and Maldonado. Yeah, let that go. This was, I mean, Stipe right now is in his prime for sure, but this was a good example of that.
Oh, it's just cutting around.
Oh, it's just a lot of his fights.
Yeah.
He's a tough guy, man. He takes a good shot, and he's a good wrestler. He's strong.
He likes to ground and pound.
Yeah, he's just going to have to figure out a way to deal with the extreme physical advantages that Francis Ngannou has.
When does that fight go down?
That is Boston, January 20th. Oh, shit.
Damn.
Oh, shit.